So the plan is to complete the discussion that we had on keyword arguments, variable number of keyword arguments. After this, I would like to discuss the lab problem, which is only a single, only one problem. I will explain you what I have in mind and what I have implemented. I want you to, in fact, if it is not possible to implement exactly what I am looking for, you may be implementing something similar to that, but at least you'll start thinking in that line how to do it. So we will give some time for you to try it out, and then I will show my solution that I have, and I will give it to you also, so that you can really think of how I am doing it, and then how maybe make it better or in a different way, maybe solving it. I want to hear from you. Some other implementation also is fine, but let us see how, given a problem, how to do this. Okay, that's plan for today. Basically, they are related to the function parameters. Okay, related to what we covered yesterday. So, any doubts on the discussion that we had yesterday? Anything you found, any discrepancy or any changes, or you want to add something? You can feel free to interrupt now. Okay, no, nobody is coming forward. Sorry. Okay, let me start off for today's discussion. Let us have a continuation of what we missed out to cover yesterday, and then the problem description, and I'll show you the problem running. May not be exactly all the code, but some part of the code. It's an implementation of two functions I want you to do. Okay. Now let us look at what we covered yesterday. I said Python has the feature of conveying or passing variable number of arguments to a function using special symbols. They are args, means more than args, this star in the parameter list, and then double star in the parameter list. So these two are the different or only two types of variable number of arguments that we can pass. This is variable number of positional arguments. This is variable number of keyword arguments. That means a parameter value, parameter label and a value, a pair. So passing any number of pairs to the function. Okay, or you can pass any number of parameters as a tuple. Okay, this is as a tuple, it will go in. Now you would have guessed it here how this would have been passed, multiple keyword arguments, keyword values, pair, it will be going as a dictionary. So this type of this KWRGS will be a dictionary. Here we have seen that this type is a tuple. Okay, and then we will go into this tuple or a dictionary to know how many parameters have come in, and we access it as an iterator. Using the iterator, we can access them and process those parameters inside a function. Now, what is the need for this support? Because the Python is suitable for data, basically for data science as well as for machine learning, and you may be interested in sharing maybe to a function. Suppose if you are building a model, machine learning model, there are many parameters that you can set it up before building a model, right? Number of layers, number of nodes in each layer, and maybe the bias of each layer. There may be many parameters that you can pass it on to build a model. Now, when what you can do is, maybe something will be default, some values will be default. So you can have a set of parameters which could be, some of them, most of them, or all of them are filled with defaults. Maybe only 2 layers of model you will create, and then first layer will be maybe 32 nodes, and then next one will be 16 nodes, and then what is the output? transfer function, all that you can decide as a default. But when you are building it, you may say that no, I don't want this number of layers to be 2, I want maybe 4, and the number of nodes in the first layer, I want instead of 32, I want maybe 128. Like this, you can modify each, maybe many of them or some of the parameters. Now if you want to do that, maybe what you can do is you can pass a dictionary using this, maybe the parameter name and the value. Then what you can do, you can also maintain in your model this value as a dictionary, and you can modify only the relevant values based on the parameter that you get in. So the dictionary will have the key as well as the value, so you can identify your own internal dictionary using the same key, which will be matching with the keys that you have, and then take out this value, put it there. Okay, instead of default value, you can put it. So this kind of processing you can do when you have a capability of accepting variable number of parameters. So if you want to build a function which manages this or manipulates or takes these values and then updates your own program inside, you need to have a clear idea of how to access them, how this is getting passed, and process them. So that's why I thought I will use this lab for giving you some practice on that. Okay, so args, you know that it's non-keyword arguments, and this is a keyword arguments. The order of different types of arguments in a function definition need to be positional, variable number of non-keyword, and variable number of keyword. Okay, that you need to have positional parameters, then maybe star args, and then star kw args. Okay, so that should be the order. You cannot interchange them, and when you are doing it itself, the interpreter will give you error, or the editor also may find out that there are some things which is missing. Now args, I told you that it is going in as a tuple object, and then the internally expanded to know the individual parameters that you are passing. And if your function has required positional argument as well, args goes at the end of the and grabs all the rest. So if suppose if you have a positional argument also, then the rest of the parameters will be grabbed as args. Okay, this example we have already seen. So let us look at kw args, which is a keyword argument, is where you provide a name to a variable as you pass it into a function. So we are giving a name to a variable as well as the value to the variable. One can think of this as being a dictionary that maps each of the variables and its values into a keyword value pair, okay, that get passed to a function on invocation. So based on number of keyword pair you have, they are all grouped together in a dictionary, and that is passed as this dictionary inside. Now inside the function, you can expand it and look at those values and start processing them. So order to be followed while different argument types are passed is a positional arguments, variable number of arguments, and this I already mentioned. Keyword arguments with the default values and variable number of keyword arguments can also be given together. So you can also have a default value similar to this. Okay, suppose you want to give a default value and then the rest of it you want to capture it like this, you can do that. Okay, so that the function definition should be like this. So if you are passing suppose kw arg1 equal to a, and then a equal to aa, maybe a, then bb equal to bb. If you are calling this function maybe my function 5, then this is matching with this. So instead of this default value, a will be taken in, and rest of it looks like a keyword argument because there are pairs of label and name value, and they all be grouped together as a dictionary entry. So each of them will be a dictionary entry, and it will go into the function. Then you can extract it out as a key or a value or item. You can extract it and process the parameters that are coming in. So that's how you process it. Note that the names args and kw args are used as a conventionally only. I already told you that it can be of any name, provided it makes sense to the developer. Don't write something else. At least args should be ending with that, so that you will know that it is a variable number of arguments which are coming in. Okay, so dot double dot, sorry, star and double star are the asterisks are the key things to recognize for the variable number of arguments coming in. Okay. So now let us, before we go into the problem, let us look at maybe implementation, some part of it. Okay, and then we will go into the so this is done in lab 5, continuation of session 10 yesterday, covering okay. So to save time quickly, we will use the code that I have written already. I don't want to type everything. I will explain the code, then we'll proceed with the understanding. Now my function has keyword arguments with double star. That means we are going to pass pair of this, okay, key value pairs or the keyword arguments. Now inside that I want to verify whether this is coming in as a dictionary as it claims. I am printing the type of what is coming in, and then you know how to access each of the elements. I am using the items method of dictionary. Of course you are able to use it, that means this is a dictionary, so it's very implicit, but still seeing is believing. This is, you know, that it is a tuple with a key value pair coming out for each of the items. Then it's actually a list of tuples, if you want to be clear. Now let us look at it. What we are getting, actually we are getting a tuple. Okay, each of those elements are tuple, but since we are doing a for, otherwise this itself will return a list, and we are taking one item at a time. So that's why we are getting one element, which is nothing but a tuple with the value what we have passed here. So these two are passed, and these two have come in as a pair, key value pair in a dictionary. Okay, so here everything is packed as a dictionary entry. Now let us see, maybe I will pass differently a little bit. I told you that positional arguments can be given before. Okay, so I'm giving a positional argument and then followed by the keyword arguments, variable number of keyword arguments. That means whatever is not a keyword, okay, if it's not a keyword pair, they will be grouped, they will be treated as a positional argument. So since I have only one positional argument I am expecting, I have to at least give this. But if I give one more positional argument, it should be of this only, this type only. I cannot give a single value because it will not match into this. Okay, so this will match with this, and these two will be grouped together, so it will be accepted. Okay, this invocation will be accepted for the signature that you are given. Okay, positional followed by one position argument followed by a number of variable. Now this number need not be 2, I can have any number. So let me add one more just to be sure that it works. This can be any number. It works. So it takes 3 parameters, and then the first one goes as a position 1. So that value goes in. Okay, this is very obvious. I think you can understand this. Now let us look at some other invocation. I have not given this combination, so let us try to give this two combination. Now what is this? I am giving variable number of positional arguments or a non-keyword arguments, and then variable number of keyword arguments. Now I am not giving any specific positional argument at all. Everything I am grouping them here. So you can understand that these two are positional argument and these two are keyword arguments. So this will be grouped here, and these two will be grouped as args. So this is a single value, so it will come as a tuple. This is a pair of values, so they will come as a dictionary. So to access it, I use for args because I can index into them. I am using this for accessing each of those elements that are coming in as a tuple and printing it, and then I am accessing each of those elements or items that are coming as a dictionary element and printing it. That's all. So once you know how to do this, then manipulating this, what is coming in, and then using them up inside your program is simple. So that's why I'm not demonstrating anything other than using those values which are coming in. So this now, what is the advantage? I can have any number of positional argument. Okay, I need to validate this number. So let me write it as 3. Then I can call it, no problem. Okay, it need not be same numbers, it can be anything. And then one more thing, remember, it can be nothing also. When I have this, if you already must have learned the language syntax, where star means none or more, right? Many, none or any number. So this is even accepts no parameter. So I can even call this function print, okay, my function 3, I think. I can call with no parameters. So this is also acceptable. Both will give you, it will get invoked, and then it doesn't go inside this print at all, because they will result into 0. So it goes in but doesn't print anything, and then it says none, okay, because it is returning nothing, none type, so it returns none. So that is also allowed. Okay, now what more I want to show you, let me take this. Okay, now what is this? Positional variable number of keyword arguments and variable number of, non-keyword arguments and keyword arguments. Now I have put one more. I have given you a combination of all 3 of them. Positional argument, this is the maximum that you can do. Positional argument followed by variable number of positional argument or a non-keyword argument, and then variable number of keyword arguments. Now you can easily verify which will go in where. This is positional will go to P1 and P2 will go as a P1, pass 1 and pass 2. V1 and V2 will be grouped under Argus, and this whatever is following rest of it has to be a keyword arguments, and they will all be grouped here. Okay, so it's very obvious, and you can easily see that they are all accepted as the it is see, the order has been decided that positional argument followed by this and this, because it can be resolved easily. Any number you give based on the positional argument you are given, it will pick up those values and map them, and then till it encounters this key value pair, whatever is here they will group here and then go here. Suppose if I am not given any of this, it will be 0. This will be 0. Nothing will be taken in, and this will have these values. If I have not given any of them, that is also fine. Okay, because it can accept 0 number of values, but I need to make sure that at least I call it with 2. Okay, this is the minimum number of parameter that I have to call this function is 2, 3. Okay, at least this much I should call, otherwise it will have an error. You see that length is given as 0, because these values are 0, but 2 position arguments have to be given, which I have given. Okay, so these are all the valid invocations that are possible using this combination. Now before I go ahead with remaining things, I want to, maybe I will take up this first. I don't want to take up too many things because it will confuse you. So let me take this. Now this combination I have not shown you. This, I told you that it takes keyword arguments, right? I can also have default values, keyword argument with a default value. Now, how does it resolve? The first, that value will be given here, or based on this name, it will recognize it. Okay. Actually, all the keyword, I told you that it will look for this particular name and then group it here. It will pass it to this, and then the rest of them, it will map it to this guy. Okay. Now, let me see whether this is not even accepted. Keyword argument repeated. Now, what am I doing? I am giving KWRG1, which is matching with this, but I give twice, okay, which is not acceptable. Even though it can group them like this, calling them the same name, the parameter name twice with two different values, of course, is wrong. So now suppose if I want to call it maybe a valid invocation, one more invocation maybe I'll show you. I comment of this. Suppose I want to, maybe I will make it as 111, then it is acceptable. Now what happens? It is able to resolve that this as a default value. Instead of that, it is going to, okay, both I have given small capital, so I need to give maybe something different than the initialized value. This is a capital is initialized value, default value. This is what you are passing as a parameter, and these two will be grouped as dictionary. So if I invoke it, you can see that this is accepted as a keyword argument initially, first one, and the rest of the two will be here. Now let us rearrange the order and then see whether it is accepted or not. Okay, now let us try that. Suppose I don't want to give this as a first parameter, maybe I'll plug it in the middle. Okay, now will it accept? At least this is not giving any error now. Let us see whether runtime error we get. There is no issue. Now what happens? This is here, it is matching. So as I told you originally yesterday, it first matches the values with the default values, or the parameters with the default values, and then it can group the rest of the guys with this. So even if you have a reorder one, it accepts it. Okay, it is a valid thing. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now couple of other invocations. I am not sure whether I have already shown this or not. Maybe I will show them. I am calling it with a different parameter. That's why I am calling it as a some 5b, 5c, and 5d. Now you see here, I think what I have done, I will see, I will show. I have given this, which is the defined one. Okay, remember this. This is the defined default value. I am giving it a first only. I'm not changing it. But I think I have added one more parameter, whether it accepts or not. Of course, it will accept. What about this? This I have moved it to the end. Okay, this is in the beginning. Now I have moved it to the end. Doesn't matter wherever it is, it will still accept. Now, what am I doing? I am calling it without this default value. Without that. Okay, not passing the keyword argument with the default value. Now, if I don't pass it, what does it mean? Default value is there anyway, so that parameter it gets gone. So it's actually meant for you not calling a function with that value. In that case, it is supposed to take the default value, which is also working fine. So I can go do away with that also. Now, what is the minimum number of parameters I need to pass here? What is the minimum number of parameters that I can pass or that I can call this function with? Can anyone tell me? Yes, you are right. Very good. So you are with me. So I can just call this, no problem, because I am having a default value for this first parameter. Next one is star. This is anyway, can be any number. So, okay, finally one more thing, I think. One more trial and error. Let us do. See, always trying out like this will make our understanding clear. Sometimes the documentation may not clearly give you everything. Now what I am doing, I am giving non-keyword argument, variable number of non-keyword argument followed by a keyword argument with a default value. So as I mentioned, this can be anywhere provided there is other non-keyword arguments are there. So that is acceptable. Okay, it goes in. I can also here also the minimum that I can call with is no parameter. I can zero parameter. Okay, so this is allowed. I'm sure you can understand it. So this is a positional parameter I am passing. Okay, but can I have one more keyword pair? I am not supposed to. Okay, let me see. Let us see whether this goes through. It will not, because unexpected keyword argument, because there is nothing here what I am saying there is a key w, kw as a parameter should be there in the function, and I'm giving the value, but there is nothing like that here. That's why it is giving an error. Okay, I hope you are able to understand this. If I am mentioning any parameter here, that should be appearing here. Okay, because there is no star k w args, this cannot be grouped under this args. Args cannot take this this pair, and you need to have a either kw should be here, or I should have a star k star kw args. Okay, so let me remove this. I hope this is very clear to you why it is not working. And finally, let us pick remaining things. Only one of them, two things I want to show. Then we will be done with the arguments. So what I am doing, I am only calling with this. That is very obvious. I am only doing this. This can be 0. I already told you. So I can also call with no parameter because I have a default value. So that is also allowed. So that's someone answered already. That's all, guys. I don't have anything else to discuss. Okay. Maybe this I think I have already given. Okay. Value parameter also I cannot give one more unless I have a yeah, this I think I can tell you what is happening. Okay. Yeah, this maybe you may not guess that it will not work. See here, args here, and then I have a keyword pair. Now if I call this, args should have taken this and then grouped into args, and then this already is defined, so you should have accepted it. That's what we would expect. But positional argument follows the keyword. Okay, so it is not allowed. Positional argument cannot follow the keyword argument. That ordering matters. Okay, that's why it is very important that keep the positional arguments before the keyword arguments. Though you have args to group them, it doesn't go around searching for all this positional argument and then group it under args. So it's not allowed. You need to have it. It should be called before it. Okay. If you are thinking that it is a value which is causing the problem, I just want to avoid that confusion. So it is not the value. It is because of positional argument coming later than the keyword argument. So that's all. So let me comment off before it loses. I lose sleep on it. Okay, fine. That's all, guys. I have covered whatever I wanted. Maybe I have taken a little more time, 10 minutes instead of 20 minutes. Any questions on any of this so far explained? Can I assume everything is clear? I hope so. This many examples, I am sure you will be able to get it clearly understood. Okay. Okay, thank you for confirmation. Now, I am going to play around with dictionaries and these keyword arguments in our problem. Okay, I don't know whether I will be good or successful in explaining you the problem. Okay, some of you may not be able to even write it because I have not done a good job of explaining it, but I will try to do my best. Okay, so let me try to explain the problem first, what I am trying to do. Okay, or what I have done. Okay, I'll give you why I in fact even thought about this problem. Okay, why did I thought about this problem? You must have known ISR, interrupt service routine. Okay, there is a table of interrupt service routines where the IRQ, interrupt request numbers 0, 1, 2 will be coming in. This is called interrupt vector. Okay, if you have studied in your processor architecture course. And what you have here, different architectures have different things. Okay, so it's not uniform, but at least let me tell you that some architecture have a function. Okay, a function to be called, or at least ARM does it. ARM also has different things. Okay, ARM 7 TDMA, the previous versions had a jump statement here to a routine, but later ARM Cortex, whatever the latest one, they have a function label, function label. Suppose if I have a label called ISR function label, and then I write some assembly, this entry function label is stored here. That means what? The function, when the interrupt happens, it goes to this ISR and then executes this ISR function. So in our C terms, it is like a function pointer. But only difference between a normal function and a function pointer in a ISR is, when I am calling, suppose I say int I equal to 10, and then f1 I, then f1 maybe I plus 1. What is happening when I call this function? It calls this function and returns back here, and then I call it with another parameter, it goes and comes back here. So this is sequence of instructions that I have, and function calls go and come back. But what happens to this ISR? ISR is a different ball game. Here the function invocation is one way. Okay, it goes and executes, and then return from ISR, returns actually from wherever this ISR was interrupted, and then it was executing something, and then interrupt came and it went and executed the interrupt, and then it comes back and does its own job of whatever it was doing. It will not come back to the next instruction or something here. So these are all functions. These are all special functions which returns void. That means you cannot expect an ISR to return something because there is nobody to receive the returned value. And normally they do not accept any parameters also. Okay, this void. Okay, sometimes automatically the architecture may pass something. So don't read me wrong or quote me wrong. But normally we don't call it because we are not calling as a user. It is ISR is coming because some interrupt has come, maybe external signal has come, and then this function is getting called. So it is like somewhere suddenly it is getting called. Now to do this, what you are supposed to do in embedded world is you need to fill this table with function objects. Okay, function objects, which is nothing but the ISR routines. Okay, ISR1, ISR2, timer ISR, whatever you write, interrupt service routines, you need to fill it up. That object will be a function pointers. Now the problem that I am going to explain you, or what I want you to do, is similar to this. Okay, I want you to build a dictionary. Okay, I want you to build a dictionary which has a function object as a key, and then a value which is nothing but a parameter. Okay, that means I will call this function object with this parameter. Okay, so if I have another entry, maybe I will change the color. I have another entry f1 and p2, then f1 p2. Okay, so I want to have build a dictionary like this. Now if you want to build a dictionary, how many numbers you want? I want it any number. Okay, I can build any number of, because the interrupt service routine can be any number. So I want to build this table which can accept any number of pairs of value. That means pairs of value means I am talking about some pairs, right? Now I want to define how you want to write this function. Okay, you want to write a function which build this library, or sorry, build this dictionary. Not only the building dictionary is enough, you need to be able to call this function. Okay, if I pass a dictionary to you already filled in, then I should be able to call this function using this parameter. I should be able to call this using this parameter. I should be able to call one more is there. Suppose I should, that's what I want. So you need to write two functions. One is build the library, sorry, build the dictionary. Okay, build the dictionary which has function object and a parameter, okay, entries, and I can have any number of entries. That I will tell you how the parameter is passed to this. Okay, this detail I will give you. Now one more simplest thing, I'm not saying any parameter, I am saying this parameter itself is a dictionary. Okay, it's a dictionary object. Any amount of values can be there in a dictionary, you know that. But to start with, I am saying only two values, p1, p2, maybe something, p1, p1, p2, p2, something like that. Okay, so function object accepts a parameter which is a dictionary entry, a dictionary object. That means what? If this function object is there, I can call this function object, and if this is the parameter, I pass it. Okay, I should be able to do this. This is what you are supposed to do by looking at the dictionary, picking up each of the values and call this function with those parameters. Parameter is nothing but the dictionary. So that is another function, call functions from dictionary. Okay, that means this function will I will give the dictionary which I built with this build dictionary function. That dictionary will be passed to this function, which will be invoking those number of functions objects which are there in the dictionary. That is a problem for today. Now what I am going to give you, I am going to simplify things by saying that the template function, okay, the template function I will tell you, and similar function 1, 2, 3 I am going to I am going to ask you to write it. Similar function which are object 1, fn, object 2, okay, which are going to be stored inside the dictionary. These are all individual functions which are going to be stored inside the dictionary. And as I mentioned, that parameter to these functions are just another dictionary entry, okay, another dictionary object, which also will be filled by you when you are building a dictionary. Okay, so now let us look at how do you want to build it. Now building a dictionary, I can pass any number of parameters. I told you this dictionary number of entries can be any number, but that many you have to follow, you know, you have to pass. If I pass three entries will be created. If I pass maybe 4, that means you have created 4 objects, okay, 4 function objects. Then maybe you can pass 4 entries, it should work. Okay, now one more thing you have to keep in mind, since we are building a dictionary, these entries need to be unique, okay, because they are all keys. They are all keys which are to be only unique. So I cannot pass the same function object everywhere and expect to call with the different parameters. Okay, that's not, at least it is not possible in this implementation, because we are following a dictionary and we want to function object we are using as a key. So function object 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to implement these 3 different or 4 different functions, and then each of those functions can accept a dictionary object. Then I can have different parameters here. Then I can call using this. Okay, from this. Is it clear whatever I am explaining as a overview of what I want you to implement? At least I will. Is it? If not fully clear, is it partially clear? Anybody? Nobody wants to say anything. Okay, Akash is saying yes, thank you, but I don't worry. Even if others have not followed completely or fully, I will explain again. Okay, this is only an overview. Okay, now what is that problem? One problem: function to create a dictionary with function objects and a parameter, and another function to invoke those function objects from the dictionary. Okay, it is implicit that these function objects are stored in the dictionary and the parameters are also there along with that. I want you to write another function which will go through this dictionary which you have built, and it will call those functions. Okay, I am not actually, this file I have not created as such, but I will give you a PDF of this or the text file of this the function. Okay, I will give you whatever implementation. So let me explain. This is the dictionary. This I am calling it as a built dictionary. This I am calling these as a function objects. That means these are the names of the functions that you are going to be calling. Okay, these are the names of the function, because 1, 2, 3, they are all exactly similar body. Okay, but I'm giving different names to them because I cannot keep multiple entries in the as a keys in a dictionary. Okay, and then I'm passing a dictionary, another dictionary as a parameter. So this function is called with this parameter. I hope this is clear. Now let us try to understand the description. Write a function, build function objects param dictionary, because it's a build a dictionary which is having a function objects and a param. I am saying param because only one dictionary element is there, so it's a single parameter. Okay, param, because I am building a dictionary, I am calling it as a build dictionary. That creates a dictionary mapping a function object with a key parameter, keyword parameter as another dictionary entry. I am giving it as a keyword parameter. I will show you. It also returns the dictionary that it has built. Okay, it returns the dictionary it is built, so that you can use that to invoke those functions which are there in the dictionary. Now this function accepts variable number of function objects. As I told you that my ISR interrupt vector can be any number, so I want to have this function flexible enough that I can pass any number of this pair of values, then it should be able to fill it up with those values that I'm passing. So any number of function objects I can pass. So it's accept variable number of function objects and the same number of keyword parameters, because I cannot have a function object without any parameter. Okay, I have not tested it. Maybe we can do that, but I don't. For implementation of this, I don't want to have too many complications. So let us say that every function will have at least one object as a dictionary object which is available in the entry. It's not a null, so that you can call it with. Okay, so you need to pass n number of function objects, then you need to pass n number of these pairs of values, so that you can build a dictionary of parameters to be called with this function. Since we are building a dictionary, each of these function objects need to be different. I told you that they need to be different. They cannot be of same object, because you know the reason why keys cannot be same, because hash value will be different and you cannot have a different entry for them. So keys have to be unique here, so we have to take care of it. Each of those function objects accept. Now what is that? Each of those function objects accepts args, star args, with each of them having different names. Now what I'm saying is each of them having different names, with the function objects are having different names, but all of them are defined as star args. So you can either pass this dictionary here, doesn't matter, or anything else also later on you can pass it, because this function object, each of them accepts star args as a parameter. It's a positional, it's not a keyword argument. It's a non-keyword variable number of non-keyword arguments. So the signature of this def model function args keyword args 1 is star args. Okay, I hope this is clear. This is a definition of this function. This is the function I want you to call from the dictionary as well as directly also. Okay, with the same parameter, if you pass, you should print the same. Then you'll know that it is getting called from the dictionary the same way it is getting called directly. So this is what we want to. This function I will show you. I'll give you the code. Okay, that is not a major problem. This is the function which is multiple instances of those function, which each of them are accepting arg as a value, because you need multiple avatars of the same function. Now then write another function which will call from the built directory, the dictionary. So one is to build the dictionary, another one is to call this function from the dictionary. So that function will be passed with this parameter, which is a dictionary which is built. Okay, so that function will call those model functions. Okay, from the inside of this function you will be calling them, and then you call those functions also directly with the same parameter as a dictionary element, to verify both get invoked in a similar fashion. I want you to verify if I call this function with this parameter as a dictionary object parameter, it should run the same way. Then you know that calling from the dictionary or from directly by directly calling working fine. Now signature of the function. This is the signature of the function. Okay, let me show you this. build function objects parameter dictionary. Okay, this is what is going to build the dictionary. Okay, this function is going to build the dictionary, what I showed you, and then it is returning the dictionary here. And what it will do, it will, how many entries will be there? It will have 3 entries, because I'll show you how it is getting processed. Now this guy will go here, function object. Okay, function object is a key, this model something something 1, and then this parameter will go in as a dictionary, p1 colon maybe p1. Okay, something like this. You can put a quote here. Then this will go as a dictionary, p2 colon capital P2, and this other one will go here, and the corresponding 2 and 3 objects will come here. So I am passing the function objects, 3 function objects, and then I am passing the 3 pairs of values which will go as a dictionary entry into the value pair. So this is the built dictionary. Okay, this is the built dictionary which you need to build in this function. Okay, this is the code you have to write. To take these function objects and these keyword arguments, because keyword arguments are grouped here. Okay, you see here keyword arguments are grouped as a dictionary here, and then all the function objects are grouped here. Because of this, I can pass any number of these two. Okay, I can pass 4 4 5 5. I can do that mean that many entries of dictionary will be created. Okay, now after this I am saying that call this dictionary, pass a dictionary here, and then this function will call those function objects and with those parameters, and it will invoke them. Okay, so let me show you. This is the function body of the function. These are the 3 avatars of those function which you are going to be passing into the dictionary. What does it do? It says that I am inside this 1, I am inside 2, I am inside 3, and then it is accepting args, but actually you are passing a dictionary entry with p1 colon capital P1. So what will happen is, it is accepting one element only. This is a dictionary element, and then it is printing those values. So whatever you are passing, p1 capital P1 or p2 capital P2, p3 capital P3 will be printed when these functions execute. Okay, so this is the body of the function, and expected output is, suppose if I print the dictionary, I will get like this, because you won't get the same value, but this is the function object colon the values, dictionary element. Okay, so this is what is the finally built dictionary will look like this. What you passed is like this. Okay, you can see that p1 equal to p1, this is what you passed, and once this function is implemented the direct dictionary, this is how it will look. Okay, what you need to do is, how will I take those parameters and then convert it into this format, and I create the dictionary like this. Okay, that's what I am asking you to do. Okay, it is tricky, it's not easily work for me, but some of you are good, more better than my Python skills, then you can do well. But I don't know the time will be sufficient, but if you want me to give whole day, fine, we can discuss this answer tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow's class we can discuss. I will give you sufficient time. I don't want to push it, so that you feel accomplished when you implement it. So even if you are not able to complete it during the lab hours, no problem, you can continue to do it, hopefully tomorrow, not in the night at least, and then tomorrow when we meet, I can look at the solution. I'll show you the solution. That is also fine. I leave it to you how you want to handle this problem. Okay, so this is the output of the built dictionary. It should look like, and then output from each of those function objects on invocation. Okay, should be like this, because I've given you the code there. So it is printing the number of arguments, which is rguess will have only one dictionary entry, right? This P1 colon capital P1. So it says 1 I received, and then what exactly I received as a rguess, I received this as a parameter, it will print. And then exactly what parameter I got parameter as P1, and what value I got P1. So this is what it says. Okay, when you invoke it from the dictionary itself, that is what you are going to build. Okay, you are going to build this function, you are going to write this function which is accepting the dictionary which is built. Then it will call each of those functions. Then it will, when it executes, it will be printing like this. So you will get such printout, 3 printouts you will get, 3 output, because you are passing 3 of this you will get, and this value will be different for each of them. Okay, because if you see here, okay, I forgot to mention one more. I am using the body. Okay, sorry, I am using this body of the function the same. Okay, I will share this with you. So this body is same, and each of the function is just printing one unique string to know that these are unique functions, and then execute the remaining things same thing. Okay, so when you are passing this rguess from here to here, you need to maintain the star, otherwise this function will not interpret it as a star. So you need to have a star here. At least I learned this while coding this. So if you just say without star, there will be error, so you need to do that. Okay, so this PDF I will share it with you so that you can I don't know, PDF or what you want, whatever you want I can give you. And then when I call this function directly, I will be calling it like this. Okay, model function parameter dictionary. Parameter dictionary will be similar to what I am passing here. Okay, so I should get the same printout when I calling it outside also. So this also I will call price. I will get this 3 output exactly same as what I got by calling it from this function. So this is the problem for today. Any questions from anyone? Okay, no questions. That means, okay, is the problem clear? That is also no problem. Okay, is it very difficult, looks very difficult, or easy to manage? Looks okay. I don't know, only one person cannot answer for everybody in the class. Okay, so we are almost reaching the break time. I will not take any vote now. Okay, we will break now. Think about it. You are free to discuss among yourself. Okay, this new for us will take time to understand syntax to play with it. Yeah, it's new only. Yeah, okay, but I think it will, once you do it, no, you will really feel that uh, how powerful Python is. Okay, and then also you will have a better handle on how to manage this. Okay, this kind of a problem if somebody gives you, so that's why I'm giving it during this lab hours where nobody is breathing down your neck asking you to do it within the time. Yeah, I think I will give you a whole day today in the whole lab. Try it out. Okay, and I would be happy if you can crack it in this 1 hour. I'm sure I can give you a chocolate if you are here. If I'm handling the course there face to face, if you can handle this problem in an hour, we really deserve something. Unfortunately, we are all distributed all over the place, but it's okay. You will be really feeling accomplished. That I understand it. Okay, see, I'll tell you the difficulties in handling this. Okay, at least when I try to do solve this problem, the issue is you are getting it as rguess and then kw rguess. Okay, sorry, double star. What are you getting? I'll tell you the problems that you are likely to face. How do you are passing this? Okay, you are getting these values inside. How are you getting it? You are getting it as a star function objects, and then you are getting all these things as kw rguess. Is very you can access those individual element. Even here also you can access those individual element. Somehow you can manage it using the dictionary type, values or keys and all that. Now the real problem happens when you want to put it in the dictionary like this. Okay, putting the function object is not a problem. Okay, you can easily because you are getting it as a function object, you can just put it as a key or add that value, because they are all different values, so you can add it. That's not a problem. But constructing this dictionary successfully from the value that you get like this is was a challenge for me, at least. Okay, that's one challenge. Now once you cross it, once you can print this built dictionary, and it looks like where is it? Where is my output? Yeah, once it looks like this output, you have crossed half of the journey. Okay, you are able to do this. Maybe many of you will be able to do it in this given time, I feel. But don't worry, don't try to stress yourself, or don't think that you don't know Python. Don't get into that kind of a thing. Okay, all of us are behave the same way when a new problem is given. It's true with me too. Okay, so but it's a challenging assignment to play around, but you'll enjoy it. Okay, now once you do this, okay, at least you have built the dictionary properly. This is how it looks like. Then calling the function, now you will go ahead with this function, passing this built dictionary into it. Then how do you invoke it? Now how do you call it with a parameter? You are getting it as a function object inside a dictionary. How will you call it? I want you to think about it. What I suggest, you can do it individually with a small sample code also and try it out, or whatever works for you. Okay, so I will share this PDF with you. I don't think anything else is needed. I'll show you the program running, what I have. I hope I will show you this is the body of the program. So the output is like this: length, function objects, and the number of arguments, 3. We are passing 3 okay, I cannot go down. So 3 objects, 3 function objects, and then dictionaries of these 3 values. So this is the output of dictionary build, which I put it in PDF also. Then this is calling the function with the parameter from param dictionary, that I am calling it using the dictionary. Okay, which is coming in, which you have built, and it is getting invoked. Okay, first because it's ordered dictionary anyway in our implementation, so we are passing this one function or the other. So all of them get one after the other, they get called, and they print. The execution is happening inside that function three times. I am calling it 3 times from the function which you are supposed to build, which understands the dictionary and calls those functions. Then I am calling the same function directly. I am not from the dictionary. I am directly calling it, and I am getting these printouts similar to what we get by calling it from the library. So this is what is the output. Okay, this is how I want you to also generate output, and exactly the code for this, the function, and dictionary. Dictionary is not given anyway, you have to build it. So that's the problem. Okay.